Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope you all had an absolutely awesome weekend, and I'm up today with a KSCRAFT project share, and we're going to make one. So what I'm doing today is the ATCs. Now, I did make a couple over the weekend, but we're just going to make another one for today. And it's the 3 set in shapes. You'll see this in the haul video, which I think will probably come up after this one. If not, just click on my name and then go into my video library and you'll find it. And there you can see they come with stamps, and I did actually show those. So today we're going to be using, where's it gone? Oh, I actually thought I'd left them out the pack. No, we're going to be using this sort of like cropped corner shape. And I've tried to be organised. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I have. I've tried to be organised, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, first up, the ones that I made at the weekend. And I used Cosmo Cricket from Snap Click Supply. And the paper is called Sweet Disposition. And what I did was just make little patchwork designs on my ATCs, and these are the regular shape ATCs that you normally see everywhere. So I've got like little cassettes. I don't know if I'm going to hold that up to the camera, and I just tracked around the edge with my pen. Now, because I'm keeping these for myself, I didn't stamp on the back. So, you know, if you're swapping, you know, date them and sign them. And make sure you stick the back on, because, you know, as I told you last week, I was mortified when I found out somebody was actually selling mine on eBay. But I like to make ATCs for myself, and I think I have got a couple of videos in my library where I've done Saturday ATCs, and if I do have a spare couple of hours on a Saturday, then that's usually what I like to do. I like to make an ATC and just pop it in my collection. So I think there's maybe only 2 of those videos in my library, but it would be a nice thing to do every Saturday if I had the time, because they're just great little works of art. And I just love the images, the cameras, and the little cassettes. And then, of course, you've got the larger camera there. And I've used little bits of bling. You can do whatever it is that you want to do to your ATCs. And they're just absolutely perfect for using up scraps of paper, journaling cards. You can crop them down. There's just all sorts of things that you can do with an ATC. And if you use them like a journal card and you do whatever on the back, they're just great little memories. And you can put little photos on there as well. Just resize them in your software. So anyway, those are the 3 that I made at the weekend. But today we're going to make a shaker ATC. Now, I've already cut and stamped. This is going to be glued onto the back. So as you can see, there's a title for it. You put your artist name, your contact, your date, and your phone number if you want to. And I'm trying to do a close-up because just look at how wonderful and crisp the stamps are. Now, I have only used the one because I'm using this shape, but you can see that they match the shape, and I hand stamped it. I didn't use my platform, so you can see there's a little bit of border difference, but that just doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because ATCs are supposed to be arty, you know, not necessarily perfect, and just original to you. Right, I have cut a piece of acetate, and as you can see, that is still attached. Now, I left it still attached because I want to show you. Sometimes your acetate doesn't always cut first time. And you just get your scissors. You find your points where you've gone through. And even if you haven't. And it's just really, really easy to just crop out and just track along the edge and remove what needs to be done. So, you know, don't waste your acetate thinking, oh, you know, I didn't cut through right. Just go along and just track that cut edge with your scissors, and you can see it just starts to fall away. So, you know, see that weak point you see? So all you need to do is just get in there with your scissors and find your weak points. Now I've got a piece of acetate that is a perfect fit for my shaker. Now, the next thing that I've got, you know, I like to use Dollar Tree foam board, and I've already cut my frame. So that's what that looks like. Your foam board will squish as it goes through. People have said, do you peel the paper off? No, you don't. You leave the paper on. So you just send the whole thing through. And that is my frame for that. But what I need to do here, I'm using a piece of Craft Consortium paper. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be called Paintworks or something. And I just thought that this forest green with its little dots was just, you know, kind of magical, because I've got a packet of mushroom stickers from AliExpress and they're on acetate. And I thought, you know, lifted up, that's going to look really nice, because that's going to go on top of my acetate. So it's going to be on the outside. So that's how that's going to go. I need to cut a frame and a back out for this. And I want to use, I'm trying to get my tube in here, my glow in the dark stars, because I just thought, you know, magical mushrooms, lovely forest green background, and then some lovely glow in the dark stars. Now, I don't know if they're going to glow if I stick my hands around them, but they do glow, I promise you. They light my craft room up at night. Along with my Modge Podge, my Podge Modge, whatever it's called. I've got some glow in the dark of that as well, which is brilliant for doing Halloween cards. But anyway, I digress. I'm off to cut a backer and a frame, and I will be right back. Right, so I'm back, and I've cut my little green frame, which is what will hide your white Dollar Tree foam board, and I've also cut my backer. Not my backer, my top, sorry. This is my back. Those two are going to be glued together. So you'll position those so that this is the inside of your shaker and that will be the back. And of course, you know me, I'm terrible at putting things upside down. So make sure you check before you put your shaker together that you've got stuff the right way around. So that is going to be glued onto there. And my acetate is going to be glued on top of my Dollar Tree foam there, and then this frame is what will hide it, and those two will go together like that. So I've got my little cloche and I've got my little frame. So the first thing I want to do is pop some glue around this, and I'll put the frame on, and then I will come back after I've glued the back, because you don't want to be sitting around while I glue a back onto something. There we go. Just track it all the way around. You can, if you're worried about it squishing, just, you know, blend it in a little bit with your fingers so that you haven't got a huge puddle that's going to squeeze out. But I will show you what I do, and that is I will feel first of all that my sticker is the correct way. Yes, it is. It's on the outside. And if you get a few air bubbles in your acetate stickers, don't worry about it, because it kind of adds to the character. Right, so you can see we've got that there, and now I'm going to track around the edges of my acetate with my glue bottle, if I can get some out. There we go. Just along the very, 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 very edge. Of course, the whole idea about making a shaker is that your stuff doesn't come out when it's being shaken. So it's important to get a good seal between it and the base. That's the most important thing. Right, and then we're going to pop the frame on top of here. And if I move it up, you'll be able to see that. And just give it a little feel and a maneuver. You can use an eraser if you get anything sort of like squishing out. So I'm going to glue the back onto that, and I'm going to use my weight, which is a Sizzix die, and I'll be right back. Right, so I've done all that, and there is the frame, and here is the back that I did off camera, so you can see I've glued my stamps back on. Because you've got a double layer of cardstock, it's nice and thick. A great thing to do a swap with someone. And I need to put in my glow in the dark stars, which are these that I showed you. I've got to screw it open off camera because my towers are like 20 tubes high. Well, 20 containers high. And I think I want to have quite a few in there. So those are glow in the dark stars. And I'm just looking around over my shoulder. And I think I've got some little clear raindrops that KSCRAFT sent me. So I'll just grab those. Right, so that is these ones. I hope you can see that. They're like little raindrops. But I've also got some pretty crystals here. So I'm going to just unscrew and see what I can get my hands on. Right. Because I don't want anything that's going to stick up too high, if you know what I mean. And I think that they may be too high. And I'm looking at my little crystals. I'm wondering if they're too high for the frame, because these are really pretty. Almost the same colour as the stars, actually. And if I drop one down there, I think I'll just about be able to get away with it. So I'm going to grab a few of those as well. So I have got some little crystals there, which will make a difference, I hope. And I'm just screwing it all together because you just don't want to knock your pots on the floor. Right. Oh, and while I've got this, if you don't have these, the frostings that we put on gingerbread and stuff, you totally need them. They are absolutely awesome. Right, I'm just moving my tube out of the way. So I've got that, and obviously I need to spread it around, but still keeping it within the area where we're going to glue. So with sparkles and we're glow in the dark. I'm just going to pick this up and make sure. Right, so we need to go to a single layer. To make sure we can stick the top down flat. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, that should do it, I think. Right, so now I've got that bit there. I need to pop glue all the way around here. And you don't want to put your mixture too close up to the edge of your frame, because you don't want it, you know, to get trapped and glued underneath your frame. So if you keep your mixture quite central on your background, you should be all right. Right, so I have glue all the way around my frame. I'm going to flip that over. Hopefully you can see this. And I'm just going to try and position that correctly. And I think that that is on straight. So I'm just going to use my weight again, and I will be right back. So there it is, all finished. My lovely little mushrooms in the cloche and all of that gorgeous glow in the dark. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to achieve it on camera with this much light, but it will just look absolutely gorgeous, and all that glow in the darkiness will just bounce off those little crystals. So I just think that that is really magical. So, you know, just make my camera go wobbly by shaking everything there, but just so pretty. And of course, the fact that they come with stamps is just absolutely awesome. And I will, you know, go away and glue this again, because I just shook it without it being dry. But I'm going to keep that on camera because I love to show you my errors. But there you can see all of my little bits just dropped out. So I will go away and do this and make sure it's glued properly before I shake it. And I'll take a photo for the front of the video. But I thank you so much for watching. There we go. Move those out of the way. Scoop those up and put them back in. And I'll pop that one down there. And as usual, all links below. Bye.